the notion of the seaside and Morecambe itself has had such a... the band couldn't be from anywhere else. The songs would sound completely different if you know, we were from Milton Keynes or something. It's like the whole place is it's sort of tragic and a bit tacky, but there's loads of romance here. I mean, you just have to go outside and see. You know, I challenge anybody who thinks that who says that they're not affected by looking over the bay. And I think that the lyrics are like little plays that are sort of acted out in this weird, tacky, romantic, tragic little place. So I think that it's of the utmost importance to all the lyrics and to the band in general.
Being from Morecambe, somewhere that didn't really have a music scene as such when we were growing up. So back when everyone was listening to the Strokes and to the Hives or whatever people were listening to, we didn't have that here. We were still kind of trying to discover music for ourselves, so we were in our bedrooms listening to the Small Faces and to the Jam and to the Kinks, bands like that.
Stuff like the Scooter Rally and Soul Dudes, it did give you kind of an awareness of you know, Motown and
it made you ask questions. I think it made you ask questions that you would never normally have asked.
About why is the people like that?
Yeah.
Why do they dress like that?
The punk festival, yeah.
The first time we went to that soul thing at the Carlton, and this was like before YouTube, you know, and so you couldn't just see how they danced at Northern Soul Night, so we just went along presuming people just danced normally and then they started getting the talc out and spinning around and doing backdrops and stuff, and it was amazing to see and not understand that that's how they dance to this music.
You learn things about music that you wouldn't normally have learned, I think, as a young boy. But it was great. I think that's got loads to do with us being musical people.
I actually remember walking home from work one evening when the punk festival was on and bumping into Ryan and his two mates. They were still at school and they're on the prom with a guitar, busking to the punks.
This was the like stage where they hosted Miss World.
Miss World happened there,
Yeah.
Till the 80s.
My uncle Terry went out with
Miss Great Britain.
Miss World 1964. I bet.
Your Uncle Terry did?
Yeah. And she was from Morecambe. There was a Miss World from Morecambe and my Uncle Terry went out with her.
I think you can still walk around Morecambe and see a Miss World all the time.
Yeah. Me and Matt used to be ice cream men, but not in a van as nice as this one, was it? No. We had a wicked boss, a wicked man. Slave driver.
Yeah, but we were too excited when we worked together, so they split us up.
They did, yeah.
For 6 months.
Yeah. We were just excited to be spending time with each other in
Well, there's props.
yeah, like, I mean,
There's things.
it was at our playground. There's,
There's
you know, Paul Mr. Lewis's establishment was our playground, and we paid the penalty with a 6-month ban from working together. You know.
Yeah. But anyway, let's show you what we can do.
Anyway, yeah. What would you like? Just a normal yeah? Right, Matt, do you want to go, lad?
So the trick is to keep your water
Nice and clean,
at a warm temperature.
and that's already pretty warm.
trouble.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Accidents happen.
There you go, young man.
Springsteen was kind of a relatively new one for us, I guess. Just something really resonates with it, that kind of big widescreen thing. And a lot of what he sings about it is similar to the subjects that Joe writes about, you know, kind of love and loss and isolation and suffocation and jealousy and getting jobs, working construction.
So I never write a song just for the sake of it. I always feel compelled to do so, and it's normally quite an intense, quick process, which, I mean, I don't really labour and toil over the songs. It's very, I think it's better to let something really come out of you naturally rather than forcing something, and I think that it's kind of conducive to producing something quite heartfelt and sincere. I couldn't ever imagine writing a song that I wasn't in some way emotionally connected to. It's just the way I write. Every song on the album has been sparked by something that has affected me in some way, personally.
Oh. You know, the whole time when we're recording the album and whenever we've released singles or done tours or things, I've kind of always just thought, well, of course we're releasing an album, and of course we're doing a tour, and of course we're playing here and there and whatnot, because what else would we be doing? You know, it kind of just feels really normal. But then there's obviously times when you meet people like Carl and like Edwin Collins and like Morrissey, and yeah, it makes you think. You know, you're glad that you stuck with it all those times when you couldn't afford to fucking eat and things. And I was talking to Joe about it earlier, how like when we lived together, all we ate was pasta and mayonnaise for about 3 months because we had no money, because we were doing the band. And there's so many times when people would have jacked it in, but we didn't. We kept going, and you know, you kind of feel vindicated when stuff like that happens. You kind of feel like it was all worthwhile, really.
I listened to the album back. We got the test pressing of the vinyl the other day, and it was one of my finest hours. Well, no, finest half hours listening to it back. As a finished body of work, it's kind of like, feels like it kind of validates what we've been doing for the past kind of 3 years. All that it's the culmination of a lot of hard graft, and I'm immensely proud of it. I think it's I don't think there's been a record like it for a long time.
The thing about this band is it's not a faddy band. It's
No.
not trendy, you know. It's we're going for something deliberately more ambitious. With those bands like that the press write about a lot, you know, that come and go every so often, they can write about them without fear of kind of, if it goes tits up for them, without them having egg on their faces, you know, because no one really expected them to do anything. We're a different band, we're on a completely different level to any other band out there.
Wow. Well, you
Yeah.
tell him, kid.
Just needed to get it off my chest.
Feel better now.
No.
I think when people ask me like what sort of bands and stuff are you into, I often have to say now like I'm into mine, the one I'm in, because that's the truth.
There's nothing else I want to do, really. Nothing. I mean, I don't want to be in one of those bands that you see prancing around when they're in the 50s or whatever. I don't mean I want to be in the Heartbreaks forever, but I can't see past it yet. It's all I think about, really. It's all I want to do. It's all we've ever done. We've always been in bands and stuff, all of us, while we were growing up. We've all tried doing other stuff and failed spectacularly, you know. Spectacularly a word.
The Heartbreaks are about kind of all the kind of failures and foibles of youth, really, but there's truth and hope in it as well, if you know what I mean. I think we won't be doing it when we're in 10 years, I don't think, or 15 years, who knows. But I wouldn't particularly like to. I think it's all the best bands kind of, you know, the bands like the Jam and the Smiths, they kind of were about kind of just a short burst, and they never got boring, and so they'll always have that kind of feeling of youth and honesty about them, and I like that kind of to stay with the Heartbreaks. Sort of have not ADHD, I used to have to take pills. When I was younger, bit of a, I bet that's on, isn't it? Yeah. That'll stay. That's made the cut.